Hi everyone, it's Nicole Spohr and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing a slimline style card that features masking and paper piecing using the February 2021 card kit from Simon Says Stamp called Love You Very Much. So one of my favorite things to do is to do repetition. And I thought this cutie patootie little bear from the Love You Very Much 6x8 stamp set included in the kit would be really cute lined up. And then I thought it would be super fun to mask them. That's going to help make them fit. And I should mention too that this rectangle is from the Simon Says Stamp Slimline Nested Rectangles. It's the largest rectangle from there, and I just like using these because it gives you a nice base. And so I am going to stamp the bear in the center, and then I'm going to make a mask, and I'm just using the second generation stamping to stamp that image then again on the mask, and then I'm going to clean it, move it just a little bit, and stamp another bear. And I'm going to do this 5 times. And what inspired me to do this is the pattern paper included in the February kit. So there is the Simple Stories Sweet Talk 6x8 paper. And of course, it is all fantastic Valentine's love themed pattern paper that just has all kinds of fantastic patterns. I really, really love the pattern paper, and I knew I wanted to use it on my card. And I felt like this little guy is really reminiscent of a card kit from near the end of the year last year. Oh, can't remember what month it was. It feels like it was either like September or October. I will link to that video at the end of this one where I did a whole bunch of paper piecing, and you guys really seemed to like it and wanted to see more ideas. And so today I thought it would be fun to show a little combo of paper piecing, Copic marker coloring, masking, stenciling. We're going to kind of cover the whole thing today in this card, but we're also going to feature little pattern paper hearts that these bears are holding, which is fun because instead of being a solid color heart then, like if you were to color it with your coloring medium, they're going to have all these fantastic patterns to them. So I got all of them masked, and these truly were some of the most easy images to mask. I know I've talked about this a lot, that masking is not my favorite thing. Fussy cutting is not my favorite thing. But masking was super easy, creating all these little masks. Then I'm really, really gently using some Festive Berries Distress ink, and I thought I would use another shade. That's why I pulled out Candied Apple as well, but I ended up just sticking with Festive Berries, and I'm very lightly inking the background, building that color up. I don't want to bring the color all the way to the bottom of the panel. I just kind of want it to be in the upper, like from their feet up basically. And so I'm kind of keeping it light down near the bottom and then darkening it. Then we're going to take the Tumbling Hearts 6x6 stencil included in the kit, and we're going to use the same color of Distress ink, the Festive Berries, and we're going to ink these hearts. Just be aware that this is not a slimline stencil, so I wanted to make sure that I was really careful with my stenciling so I don't have any funny half hearts halfway through my slimline or storyboard panel here. So I'm just going to go slow, but I'm using a much heavier hand to create this tone-on-tone stenciled background. And when I lift it up, I hope you're starting to see kind of the vision here for the card. I love these hearts. I think they're super cute. And I knew instantly that I wanted to use the little conversation heart sayings from the Love You Very Much stamp set to adorn my hearts, or at least some of them. Now that we have our stenciling done, if I need to add any extra inking, I'm just adding a little bit more here without really picking up any extra ink. filling in some of this area with a little bit more. In fact, I think I did pick up a little bit more ink. You can notice I'm tapping it off on the masked part of the bear so that I'm not getting a funny smudge on my actual background. Once we have that, it is time to peel away the masks to reveal our row of bears underneath, and then we can start coloring them in with Copic markers. Also want to mention the white cardstock that I am using to do all of this work on, that I die cut this panel, stamped, masked, stenciled, all of that good stuff, is the Neenah 110-pound solar white cardstock that is included in the kit. From the kit, we are using the stamp set, the Love You Very Much stamp set, the Tumbling Hearts stencil, Simple Stories Sweet Talk 6x8 paper, the Sizzix LOVESTRUCK Sequins, the glossy accents, and the white cardstock. I will be sharing another video soon on the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel, as well as my own that features more components from the kit, so please stay tuned for that. I always find it so satisfying to remove the masks. So look how cute our little row of bears is. Isn't that fun? So now I'm simply going to color these little cuties in. And I actually opted to go pretty neutral. You could color them in colorful if you want to. There is no rule saying you have to do actual bear colors here. But I did go neutral with my bears, but I did different shades of neutral for each of them, because I wanted the focus to be that really pretty tone-on-tone stenciled heart background, and then of course the pattern paper hearts that they're holding. So our first bear is E40, 44, 47, 43, all of that good stuff. I think even E49, I'm going to end up darkening up that nose a little bit. They're very easy to color, which I super appreciate, because this is quite a bit of coloring. And you'll notice that I'm not going to worry about coloring in their paws, because those will get covered up, and you'll see that here in a little bit, because each bear looks like it's holding the heart. And in order to achieve that, I didn't really want to cut around the heart. You could go ahead and color these in, and then place the pattern paper in the area there to do your paper piecing. But I thought it would look a little bit more realistic if I just cut the heart shape, including the paws, and then stamp the paws on another or scrap piece of that white cardstock that we used, and color them, fussy cut them, and adhere them in place. And I have to say that I'm glad I did. I think it works out really well, and you'll see that here in a minute. Our next color combination is like more of what I'd call my darker gray color combination, warm gray 4, 5, 6, 8, and R00 for the insides of the ear. And two sets of the bears use a lot of the same colors, and then one I used a little bit different brown color combo, but each of them are just a little bit different. Like the center bear is my darker brown bear, I'd say, and then the one clear out on the left is going to be a really light brown bear. And then we've got our dark gray bear here, and then I'm going to just add in a shade or two lighter markers and not use the darker shades for the fourth bear. And he'll be a light gray bear. And then we've got kind of more of our traditional brown, I guess, tan, I don't know what you want to call it. That's going to be the fifth bear. Their little faces are coming to life, I think, as I get the color added. So much fun. Here's going to be that light color combination. I'm going to use way more E40. I think I only used E40 for around the nose and the mouth area on that first bear. I did leave the coloring in simply to share and show the color combinations. I know a lot of you guys really like the coloring portion of that. If you don't, please feel free to skip forward. I know Some people really like it and some don't. So I usually try to leave it in unless I forget. There is the cute little nose there. I also just want to mention, thank you guys so much. If you're a subscriber, thank you. I so appreciate it. I want to tell you about something that I am doing. I've been doing it on Instagram, but I had a friend help me set up a Google document that you can fill in your information, and I will put a link to that in the description box down below. But it is, I'm sending out cards. I make so many cards. This is my job, and I have so many that I would love to send out and share with you guys. And so I've been sending out about 10 cards a week. Sometimes it's more. Shh, don't say anything. It just depends. A lot of times I get like requests saying, hey, so-and-so is struggling. They could use a pick-me-up card, or, you know, whatever it is. And if I can accommodate that request, I really try to do that. And so if you would like a card from me, or you would like a card sent to someone, please fill out the Google document. Again, that link is down below in the description box. And I am working on sending cards out. No promises. I am randomly choosing 10 people each week to send a card to throughout this entire year. So I am hoping that just sharing a little handmade love, a little sunshine in the mailbox, I think we could all use a little bit more happy stuff. And so this is just my contribution, something I can do that makes me feel good and hopefully makes the recipients feel good. I just wanted to mention it here on this platform as well, because I'm really excited that by using this document, it can kind of pull from all of my social platforms and not just be an Instagram thing, in case you're not on Instagram. We're finishing up our last little bear. He is so cute. I actually ended up, I wasn't sure I was going to like this color combination. It's what I usually use for like tree trunks and stuff, but I really liked it. I thought he was cute. This color or combination of browns, I think really looks good with the reds. Go figure, who knew? Anyway, we are going to now, cute. I'm loving how this is turning out, by the way. I am going to go in with a black glaze pen and add detail to the eyes. I'm going to add some eyelashes to some of the bears just to give their face a little bit more character. You'll notice I added some little dots to some of them. Just little touches that bring the card to life. Especially, this is a really flat card. For as many steps as there is not a ton of layers, which I really like as far as mailing a card. You usually can get away with just the regular postage and not any excess, which is nice. I went ahead and stamped the bear image then on 5 different patterns from those Simple Stories Sweet Talk paper, and I cut them out off camera just to save you guys some boring stuff there. But that is what I did. It was super quick and easy. So some fussy cutting that I did not mind. I also stamped the bear paws. Mostly I just stamped them off the edge. You can see I wasn't super careful with that. 5 times, and I'm going to color them in with these same color combinations as the bears on our Slimline storyboard card, and then trim those out. Now I find when I am doing this particular technique, if there's a lot of little bits and pieces, which these paws are pretty little, I like to kind of work one at a time. Instead of cutting everything out, like the hearts, I wanted to play with the order, and so I did do all of those at one time. But for the paws, I ended up kind of doing them one at a time, and that worked really well for me because I didn't lose any little bits and pieces, which my desk is usually a disaster. I don't know what you guys' desks look like, but I have lost things before, so I've just learned to just kind of do them one at a time. That generally works best. So I'm laying down my heart, and I also found it worked best because we got a lot of overlap here, and so it's going to make it easier. So we've got our first bear and his little paws holding up the heart. Isn't he cute? I just adore this panel. I think it's fun. I did go ahead and glue those first two hearts down before I realized I probably should just do them one at a time. We're going to grab that next one. And you guys are going to laugh, but I just noticed that I didn't add shading to that light gray bear's legs all the way through photographing and everything else. So I will make sure and add some shading to this little cutie off camera. Sometimes that happens. I don't know how I can get through taking the photos and not notice that. Ugh, so annoying. Anyway, we're going to fussy cut those paws. I'm actually coloring him in right now. Adding a little shading. Didn't even take a minute. We're going to fussy cut that. You'll notice I did add some little detail with my markers to the paws because I thought that was kind of fun. Just little lines with the darker shade that I'm using. And I really, really liked this little black and white stripe. And I will note it was the one pattern I had to flip my bear. I put my bear in the Misty thinking I could just stamp each of these patterns. Well, that particular pattern was going whichever way, the others were not. I'm not exactly sure. I'm guessing it must have been going horizontal instead of vertically because there's 6x8 pattern papers. And so I had to clean it and flip it because I liked the vertical placement of those stripes a little bit better than horizontal. And then we've got all these fun little like red on red and the red on pink polka dot, the stripe, the red with the little white dot pattern, and then the pink and floral pattern. And it's all coming together. And of course, these hearts are big enough for several of these sentiments, I think. Yes. From this stamp set. So the stamp set comes with the bear and then like a couple of border images, several larger sentiments like love and adore you, love you forever and ever, being near you is the best, and then a couple of hearts like hugs and kisses. I really would like to see if hugs and kisses could be made to fit. I think you would have to mask it, but maybe. Oh, hello there is another heart. There's a conversation heart. Like I was saying, you can stamp the conversation heart, color it in, add all the sentiments. I think that would be fun. A little heart thought bubble, and then the sentiments that will fit inside these hearts on the bear. I'm here for you, which I love that that's a non-Valentine's type of sentiment. So this stamp set can be used beyond just Valentine's Day. Hello, love. I fall in love with you more each day. I love you, which again, yes, that will work for Valentine's, but it would work anytime. And I super like you, which I think that would be cute anytime as well. I'm going to line up hello, love, and then several of the conversation heart sentiments in my Misty. And I'm going to stamp all of them at one time. Going to use my little powder tool first, and we're going to stamp it all with an embossing ink and then heat emboss with white embossing powder. I'm sorry, my head got in the way there. I was trying to line these up. When you're stamping this many at one time and I'd already done so much work, I was a little bit nervous. I definitely don't want to mess up at this point and have to start over. So now that we've got those stamped, let's go ahead and sprinkle on a little white embossing powder. I like how the white's going to pop against the pretty inking and shading, and then of course the cardstock. I purposely picked one of the cardstock hearts that didn't have too busy of a pattern. I think pretty much any of them, or the reds and the pink would be okay. The floral, probably not, and not the stripes. So I definitely wanted to pick one of the reds or the other pink one. I thought the red, I like the placement of that one. We're just gonna heat set all of this. And then I did use that powder tool, remember, so we want to buff away any excess powder that might be sitting on these images. I'm just going to make sure everything is good and heat embossed. And then I can stick this on a white Slimline card base. And it's going to have that nice white border all the way around, which again will tie in so nice with the white embossing. Aren't they cute? I am going to add some little confetti pieces with the Sizzix Sequins. This is the LOVESTRUCK Sequins mix. It comes all kinds of different like sequins, and I think there's some beads and all kinds of good stuff. We're going to use like the red sequins. I'm decorating the black and white heart. We're going to have a scattering of some bigger sequin in the center of one of the hearts. Just kind of a nice little assortment. It adds some color and shine to my panel and a nice little bit of embellishment. And you get tons of them. I think they'd be really cute in shaker cards as well. And then here's that card base. I'm going to use our bone folder here. And then just put a little adhesive on the card base and take our card to that. And I think my card base maybe got trimmed a little bit big, so I'll just take my paper trimmer and even up that bottom edge so that it's 3.5 inches. I think I can go ahead and cut them both at once. Just make sure the crease is nice and good, and then we'll use some glossy accents on the bear's noses to finish up this fun Slimline masking and paper pieced Valentine's card. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this new Slimline card featuring components from the Simon Says Stamp February 2021 card kit. Love you very much. The supplies I used to create my card are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another video featuring paper piecing that you might be interested in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel so you never miss a new card making video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.